Man-Made Radio are putting South African artists under the spotlight. In proud partnership with Bounce Promotions, we are getting vocal about local. Tune in and support SA Music.
This is Man-Made Radio. Man-Made Radio.
Local artists are back in the spotlight as MMR and Bounce Promotions get vocal about local. We are throwing the light on local Bay artist Deon Mattheus, the local artist who has released his debut album It's Me. It took a dare from his friends to give him the push that he needs to share his talent with the nation. Hello Deon, are you there on the line?
I'm here. Thank you, Roscoe.
Lucky man. Welcome to MMR, man. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
I think we need to start right here with the big news. You've released your debut album recently at a music kitchen called It's Me, and it took a date from your mates to give you the push you needed to record. So we need to hear the backstory, man. How did this happen?
Well, when the actual first lockdown thing started, we were obviously all trapped at home.
That's
and
right,
I've got my little home studio thingy like a lot of people have got, and then I was on a WhatsApp group with the Beanie Rebels, the one group that I jam with on Sundays.
Yeah.
And the guys wanted, they were talking about getting some tracks. We do the evil, we play with backtracks without the parts that we use, you know.
Yeah.
So I had to make some tracks in it, and I said, well, I'm not that good, but I'll just try my hand at it. And then I made a couple of backtracks. The guys were all excited, and I also thought this is fine. Then I thought, well, you've seen it, I put so many hours into it. Let me sing the stuff, which was, it was a mission. This is the first CD, it was the lockdown bootleg. And then I did that. And then I thought, no, I can get some bucks out of the thing. So I sold that. And then I thought, well, I think my mate Alan Godwin said to me, but there's no originals on this thing. So I said, who wants originals, you know?
That's such a PE thing.
No, it is. My age, the guys know the stuff that they grew up with, especially when you've been around on the planet long enough. You don't want to listen to the latest Justin Bieber or whatever it is. Even if it's a good song, believe it or not. So that was the push. And then it was like, okay, can you do something? You know, put some originals. I thought, wow. And then I don't know, I can't remember actually sitting, but somehow, I had the one song that my brother and myself had written, like when we tried the Afrikaans angle a few years back.
Yeah. And
people seem to like it. I keep saying I wrote it as a Creedence song, and people seem to think it's more like an Eagles vibe.
That's cool. That's cool. Either way.
Because I had that one song, that was the kickstart when it was, where's the original? So I said, well, there's one original now. No, but you got one, you need more. 9 more, Alan said. So I thought, okay. And then they started coming, and they're still sort of coming, so I don't want to dry up. I'm enjoying it while I can, you know?
Yeah. That's cool, man. So that album, it's largely based on lockdown and the struggles of surviving it as a whole, something I'm sure we can all relate to. What was like the writing process with this album?
You know, excuse me, trying to think back to it, it's kind of difficult. It was basically going to the studio in the morning, like 6 o'clock, and then come out at 4 o'clock. The missus would say, are you going to stay here all day? Then I said, listen, man, I've only been here for 2 hours. Then I think it's like literally 4:30 in the afternoon.
Yeah, time flies, man, when you're doing that stuff.
But I would jam. I would try and come up with something. I don't know, everyone's got their own way of writing things.
Yeah.
I didn't consider myself a writer or, you know, composer or something, but I've created some stuff which I think some of it's lacquer, you know.
Yeah.
I would come up with a hook first. I try and get the chorus. I want to know what you know, like from the old days, like small kind of water, you know.
Yeah, that kind of
and then you build up
catchiness.
riffs and stuff. Yeah. So that's what it was. I mean, my daughter was clearing her phone out the other day, and she sent me this thing, and I thought, oh, that's cool. It's Uncle Cracker. That was my first attempt at my It's Me song. It was like, oh, okay, sorry, that's me. You know, so it grows as you do it, day in and day out, which is a good idea to try and jam the stuff a few times before you decide that's how I'm going to leave it, you know.
Yeah, definitely. It's good to have a plan, you know, plan before you head straight into the studio and clap it out. And like you were saying earlier, I mean, start with the chorus and then, you know, you got to get the treffer before you get the treffer, you know.
I think so, yeah. I really think so.
You got to make that first. So what is,
you know,
say again?
Sorry, yeah. No, I was just going to say, for me, I'd say because I'm a bass player is my first thing.
Yeah, that's right.
I try and get, and my brother being a drummer, and obviously coming from Zeppelin and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Not to play like Zeppelin, but because of that, those influences, I like the beat must grab me. I want to tap my foot to the
Yeah,
beat.
definitely.
And then I want a melody line or something that, even if it's repetitive, a la It's Me, but I want something that hooks your head that you either hate and then eventually it grows on you. I've had that happen. You know?
That's how pop music works, isn't it?
Yes, no.
Yeah, yes, yeah. So speaking of that, what's the response been to your album thus far?
Well, very lekker. I mean, obviously, I haven't done the real thing yet. I've been working like a vegetable salesman. I'm selling the CD from the shop here at Tempo Music. But I'm going to eventually get to, because everybody says you must be on Spotify and DistroKid and I don't know what all. So I'll get there.
Yeah.
You know. But I've sold quite a few CDs. It's not going to put anybody, EMI, out of business unless they put themselves out of business already.
Yeah.
But it's just lucky to have something that when you play it in between other, obviously I'm still doing the cover circuit, and when you drop your songs in and then you check the people's reaction, if they're tapping their foot or they're nodding their head, then you know you've got something going. You know?
It feels good too.
If they pull a gun on you, you know you've also got something going. You know?
The controversy will sell, my man. You know, you'll look bad in the Herald, or you'll look good in the Herald. Either way, depending on the angle of the photographer. You know. Anyway, man. On that note, pun always intended. Let's take a listen to your original track, "It's Me," here on MMR.
Okay, thank you.
They got a lot of questions, the answers I don't know. Like, will the sun shine tomorrow, or would it be cold? Think there's rain on the way, I really just can't say. 'Cause it's me who walks the road, it's me who toes alone, it's me who has a code to another new dimension. And it's me who drinks the wine, it's me who sings in time, it's me who draws the line to a brand new dimension. Just looking for chances, taking it all in my stride, sipping on my whiskey while you're drinking all my wine. I can't see the future, but I've seen the past. I know tomorrow's coming, and it's coming fast. 'Cause it's me who walks the road, it's me who toes alone, it's me who has a code to another new dimension. And it's me who drinks the wine, it's me who sings in time, it's me who draws the line to a brand new dimension. And every day has a different way. This I know won't last. Just look ahead.
Deon, my man, you still with us?
Yes, I've got nowhere else to go.
That is a banger of a tune, my man. I'm a huge fan of reggae and ska music in general. If you don't know already, I'm also in a ska band myself. That song is awesome. I love it, man. What a tune. Now, you're deeply rooted in the music industry in GQ. You got quite a legend status here, my man. Not only do you perform in the Bay quite often, but I remember going to a couple of your gigs. You were even part of like a Metallica tribute or something back in the day, if I remember correctly. But you also own a music business, Tempo Music. How have you seen the industry transform in the Bay over the years? How has it changed?
It has changed. It's changed a lot. It almost feels like it's softening up a bit. I miss the guys the youngsters that would love guitars and stuff. Look, I'm not slagging anything because everything's got a season. And the guys are maybe going more for like those, what do you call them, Akai controller pads and stuff like that. Instead of actually almost like switch a light now. That I can't say. Switch a light bulb on and it shines, and not actually build a light bulb and work.
Yeah.
The whole thing with learning an instrument from the bottom up is maybe old school value, but that's kind of where I'm from.
Yeah.
So it has changed, and obviously things aren't getting cheaper, but I suppose the whole world is getting more expensive. So, you need fuel, you need musical goods, instruments. Yeah.
Yeah, the music world itself is, like you said, becoming like automated, digitized.
It is.
It's a new frontier. Yeah. Scary, but exciting. But also,
you can't fight that. It is true. What it is,
Yeah, it is what it is. Your family is also deeply rooted in music too. So what's it like performing with your own daughter?
That is actually very cool. I actually, when I created the CD, as I said, it initially had the first name I was going to call it was the second track, which is World Shut Down.
Yeah.
Because I was going to make a mini statement at my tender age of saying, okay, this is what we survived back in, if we survive it, at 2021. Well, so far so good. But that's what I want to do. So I called it World Shut Down, and then friends of mine said, that's a little bit negative. And I thought, well, yeah.
It is what it is, man.
And then they said, maybe you should use the third track, which is A Brand New Day. And that was before some other acts just brought out A Brand New Day now. But then somebody said, A Brand New Day was Sting and U2 or something. So I thought, well, what now? Then I thought, you know what? It's me. Surely there's nothing. It's,
that's
me. So
pretty neutral. Yeah, pretty neutral ground.
Yeah,
right
and that worked, I mean, a lot of the stuff I created was a rock genre. I've got like Zeppelin feels in there. That's what I borrowed from. I've got like Van Halen vibes.
Yeah.
And Uriah Heep and stuff. And I mean, I pointed out because that used to bug me. But then I found out, I mean, everybody gets influenced by something, and that does show up,
Yeah.
And the reggae one was just like a little bit to the side of the genre of the stuff. And then like the blink of an eye, the one that myself and my brother wrote, that came on near the end. And then there was another one that I thought I would never write a song like this, and now the song's growing on me, and it's actually quite lekker. The two of us alone one.
Yeah, that's what happens.
Yeah.
I like it, man. So I'm assuming you've played a lifetime's worth of gigs thus far. So I'm interested in knowing, what is the weirdest thing to ever happen to you on stage during one of your live performances?
I thought about that. There was only one moment I can remember. I'm not even sure. I suppose I could sort of insinuate what happened. I was playing professionally in my youth, when I was younger.
When you were younger.
And we were playing up in Joburg, in Hillbrow, when you could still go to Hillbrow but be scared of the Hells Angels and not falling fridges and stuff. Happy New Year. And we were playing. It was our. We'd finished up our stint there. We did like 6 months or whatever. And I remember there was a lot of tequila flying around, something which I never actually took. But I did somehow get this for the first time in my life that night. I think I had 5, and that was too much. But I remember that the people were breaking, because it was a Greek that owned the club. It was a Greek guy. And the acts were breaking plates. There were shards of what do you call it, pottery and stuff flying all over the show. I missed the action because there was some lady that was standing next to me in a trance, and she was busy disrobing. And then she was standing bleeding as well because of the glass or something. And that was like, hello, what was this all about? And I didn't see it because I was busy singing and trying to focus as well on the people. So that's probably the strangest thing which
Yeah.
I remember.
Just trying to focus on the jams. Meantime, someone's out here bleeding
It's all happening here.
from the Greek party.
My dream.
Yeah, man. It's always a party when you're a musician, eh? On that note, man. On that note, pun always intended. Let's take a listen to another original track of yours. We're going to spin a World Shutdown here on MMR, the one we were chatting about earlier. Here it is.
Cool, thanks.
Standing still, nowhere to go to get your fill. Darkness surrounds the golden glow. From here on in, nobody knows. So when you do decide to make a move and go, taking your chances on your own. Castles high up in the sky. The people wonder why, they wonder why. Oh, the people wonder why, they wonder why. But it's too late, yes it's too late. There's gotta be a place to hide. And it's too late. It's too late. Look all around. All shut down. When you can't break the chains that hold you down, you're free. People will be what they will be. And if you wake up on your own, open your eyes. When you live your life and you don't compromise. Or when you live your life and you don't compromise. And it's too late. Yes, it's too late. 'Cause you are always on the run. Too late. Yes, it's too late. Look all around. World shut down.
Deon, killer guitar solo on that one, man. Big fan.
Thanks, man.
That's epic.
Sorry, if I could just add the It's Me bit. None of these songs initially, when I started with them, I didn't really think of going anywhere with it. Just try to create some stuff.
Yeah.
And kind of feel bad now because my daughter Michelle features on the saxophone, obviously, in It's Me.
Yeah.
And she sings out the last chorus thing on her own, you check.
Yeah, I heard that. I was wondering if that was her.
It wasn't me.
Yeah, I was about to say, yes, that's a pretty good falsetto you got there. Like,
but I didn't give it credit for the stuff. I mean, I basically did. Oh, this sounds. I did everything. And jokes aside, it's me.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
did everything. I dropped his drum samples. I played the bass, played the guitars. There's a couple of blemishes here and there, but that's for posterity. It's got to be there.
Yeah.
That's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've heard. I've got a newer one coming out too, which is called Higher. Which I've used the same formula, with also like a reggae sort of vibe. Not reggae, funky reg almost, but anyway.
I'm keen to hear that.
This time I'm going to put a name on it,
Yeah. No, I'm keen for that, man. I'll definitely be checking that out when it drops. Keep us updated. Post on your social medias for that, man. So, what would your advice be to a musician starting off their career in the Bay?
Yes, sir. I guess looking back for me, it's easier to say that you've got to actually believe in yourself.
Yeah.
Whatever genre you're going to attack, do it and do it to the best of your abilities. Hone your skill, your craft if you can. Just that sounds like my dad telling me you must learn, and no one wants to learn. You want to have fun.
Yeah,
but
shortcuts.
I guess shortcuts. Well, that's what I'm still trying to do. But not true. If you know what you're doing, if you can get, the best guitar player in the world is not necessarily going to be the best for a band. It's the whole vibe. If the vibe is good,
Yeah.
I don't know.
All very nuanced,
Like
it's not that simple.
Yeah.
It's never black and white with this kind of stuff.
Well, when you think it's a train wreck, then the people like it.
Yeah, I've noticed that too also, it's the artist is their greatest critic, as they say, the person that creates it,
When I flog my CDs, I tell them, do me a favor and hook up with me somewhere along, and I just mention one song that you like.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you've also had this with your stuff. Then they come back and they tell you that they like the one that you don't really like.
That's always it's almost always the case, man.
I'm trying to say
it's ridiculous.
Number 1 or number 5. Then they say, number 12 is beautiful.
Yeah,
no.
And I'm like, what? That thing, that thing, man. Nah.
But this is now the older, and I guess we're fortunate where if you create something that the people like, and then they follow you for it,
it's always a cool
to
feeling.
Get to that stage,
Yeah.
I'm just having fun. I'm having fun. I've got the second CD is kind of written already, and there's new ones coming out of me all the time, so I hope they're all originals. No, they are original, but, influences are what worries me.
Yeah.
But I've seen a couple of kids on YouTube, like the one that says to me, 8 songs that the Beatles borrowed from. And I'm like, no, man, the Beatles wrote their own stuff. But your influences will come into it.
Yeah, it's natural. It's very natural to even sampling. Nowadays sampling is so normal, but even taking influence and you can't technically steal a chord progression because chord progressions are chord progressions. It's going to be used a million times.
Absolutely. Look at the Stairway to Heaven thing where they were in trouble with that one. But Rick Beata, I don't know if you watch Rick, he breaks it down.
I think so, yeah.
Sequence. You can't own that.
Yeah, I've checked a lot of those YouTube videos where they're discussing copyright, and it's a load of nonsense. You can't really copyright a chord progression. That's just silly.
Yeah. One guy said eventually they'll take words and say, well, you can't use the word love. Or
imagine. Imagine that.
Yeah.
No ways. What would you even do? Just hum.
Yeah.
So you said you're going to be doing.
You're in trouble.
Sorry, say again.
I said, if you're humming my key, I could sue you as well.
Hey, that's my C major, not your C major. Yeah. So you reckon you're going to be doing a new album, but are you planning on doing maybe some tours or some promo shows or something for that one?
I would like to. We are actually going to be playing at Kemsley Park. I don't know if you know JJ Gous.
I do know him, yeah.
From Riff Machine.
Yeah, Riff Machine.
JJ, I don't know if I'm speaking out of turn, is busy putting together. I'm not too sure how far, but there's a thing that we'll be playing at Kemsley Park on a nice PA system. And
I've heard of that.
Get up there and, Etienne and Derek are going to be jamming with me, so we're going to be doing that, and my daughter and it, and try and run the stuff and see what the general feel is about. At Music Kitchen, it really went down very lekker.
Yeah, I believe so. Quite a successful evening.
Yeah, it was really, really nice and stuff. And so I used to play the stuff, and I've got this thing in my head. I try not to tell them when I'm playing in between covers, because if I tell them, yes, a song that I wrote, then they're going to start feeling sorry for me, and then they might put a fake smile on it.
What if
play
they
it.
genuinely enjoy it though? I feel like you're being very modest and very hard on yourself right now. Like, what if they genuinely enjoy it?
This is how I find out. I don't say anything. We play
Yeah.
the song.
Okay,
And if I
that's
see
clever.
Dad get up and he's grooving and his head's bopping and he's not reaching for his 9mm, then I know.
It's point
You
two
know,
two.
I think you're pointing to Orban, but no, really,
Yes.
I've been doing that, and that gives me hope. You know, when you
Yeah.
think I seems to be enjoying it. If a guy can hear a song he's never heard before, and it happens to be in a semi-style that he sort of likes,
Yeah.
then that's cool, you know.
It does
And
have a
that's what
very
I'm
good South
having
African
fun.
flavor, you know. Your tune, like especially "It's Me," that would resonate a lot with South Africans of like any class, race background, whatever
yeah.
music background, because I mean it does have that you know, that trademark South African sound. I think that would
Yeah,
resonate with a
and
lot of
actual
people of
fact-
all ages, you
In
know.
actual fact, I said my daughter was, because she obviously played a couple of different lines on the sax,
Yeah.
and the sax was slightly off pitch, and I could have tuned that because we had little harper. My granddaughter was running in and out and making
Yeah.
noise, and then shoo, you know. And I said, leave the sax like that because it sounds like the quasi-quack-trapper band.
Yeah, it's got
Because the
character.
saxophones are
Sounds good.
yeah, slightly. African sax, I've heard, like normally it's like not 100% in tune, the ones that I've heard.
Yeah, it's like
So you get-
microtones. I think it's called
Yeah,
microtones
you
out.
get
Yeah.
the vibe out of it.
No,
So
it's very
that's why
cool.
we left it like that, you know.
Yeah. So how can people get your new album, well the It's Me album specifically? How can they connect to you on social media and find all this
Well,
stuff?
they can get me obviously on Facebook. I'm Deon Mattheus. I'm happy to hear that you got that right because I've been called all sorts of names. Or you can even call me Deon Mattheus as long as you call me. I said I've got it at Tempo Music in Newton Park. We're in 55 7th Avenue.
Yeah.
Newton Park, yeah. And I sell them obviously from my person. If I'm at a gig, I'll take them with me. And also, I've had the odd guy that wants to back out of supporting local, and I tune in. He says he hasn't got a CD player. I said that's what I want to hear. Then he's what? I said because if you buy it, I'll send you a link to my Google Drive, and you get the MP3 version for download.
That's clever. Yeah, that's a way to
I thought so.
be online without having to, you know, be on the major platforms. You can utilize
Absolutely.
Google Drive and EFT, you know. Yeah, man.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah,
That's
yeah.
a good move.
So it works, you know. But I mean,
Anyway.
whenever I'm playing, they can hook up with me or at the shop, you know.
Yeah. All right, so people can grab the album there at Tempo Music as well as through your Google Drive if they contact you directly.
Oh, Barnet. Yeah, thanks. Well, Barnet
Okay, man.
Battle on Sundays. I'm there normally 2 o'clock making a noise.
All right, so wait, say that again. That is when and where?
Sorry, the Barnet Battle used to be King's Court. It's now
Yeah.
Chinatown.
And that's on Saturdays and Sundays.
That's only on Sundays. now.
Sundays.
And for now we are on Wednesdays, myself and my daughter. Then we also I perform the stuff. I have such a kick out of playing the stuff that they've never heard. A lot of people, and then if they look like they're enjoying it, then yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
You know?
No, that's awesome, man. That's the best feeling in the world, man.
It really is. I mean,
Yeah.
you know that you've been there long before me.
I don't know, have I?
No, and I'm saying doing the original stuff, haven't you?
I mean, yeah, for a
think,
while, yeah. Also throw in now
No,
and
I
then
mean,
I
you
throw
know,
in a
like-
cover, you know. I'm the other way around.
Because look, in our game, I mean, like the people, you know, they want to hear what they know.
Yeah, that
if
is
you
true.
Want to if you want to go into a pub and be the out playing in the background or on the side, whatever, you've got to play
Yeah.
stuff that they like. And obviously some stuff you don't like, they want to hear. And then you've got to broaden your horizon
Yeah.
and all that. And it's not always what you want to do.
Yeah,
But now, doing this is like a different sort of vibe completely, you know.
yeah, definitely,
And,
man.
and if it works, then it works. That's the part I enjoy.
Yeah.
It seems to be, you know.
Yeah. Deon, my man, thank you so much for joining me on air today on MMR.
Thank you very much.
And
Honestly, thank
we
you
hope
so
we
much.
hope to have you back again soon. Definitely be checking out one of your upcoming shows if I'm in the area. And obviously, if you're listening, please go check out his album. It is awesome. I'm a big fan. Deon, thank you so much, man. I wish you all the best, eh?
Thank you very
Good
much.
man.
Awesome.
Cheers.
Thanks,
Take
sir.
care, bud.
Okay. appreciate it.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Remember to check out www.bouncepromotions.com to see the gig guide to find out where Deon and his fellow musicians are playing, so you can get on down and support them this coming weekend. Bounce Promotions is always getting vocal about local.
Man-Made Radio are putting South African artists under the spotlight. In proud partnership with Bounce Promotions, we are getting vocal about local. Tune in and support SA Music.
This is Man-Made